Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
The show that requires Google Translate to fully understand. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss how vapes really get tested, being lost but not wanting to be found, and a very crappy road rage incident. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet, next to the guy who lit cigarettes in middle school in the name of science. It's Dick. I'd been over to pick up a penny. Schisler. We had some interference there. What happened?
Well, I saw on the rundown you want me to play this video, and it was still playing.
It was up. Okay, so we had to kill the music in the middle of my intro.
I'm sorry.
Shall we start over? The show that requires... Oh, never mind.
No.
What's up,
Move
onesies?
on,
What's
move
up?
on.
Yeah,
It's already started.
I don't want to say all that over again.
Yeah.
Hey, but are you excited? We have a new pope. That's right. For the first time in the 2,000 years of the papacy, we have an American pope. Are you excited?
I guess.
Pope Leo the 14th, Robert Prevost. Yeah, I like this, man.
Cool.
He's actually from Chicago, which I think is funny. He should have come out in like a Bulls jersey and like with an American bandana going, F yeah, America.
Yeah, I guess.
LaFlop, he's the worst. MJ's the GOAT. Something. I don't know.
You
can have fun with it.
I don't really know exactly how the inner workings of the Catholic Church works.
No way.
But it got me thinking. I was like, I wonder what country has the most Catholics.
Interesting. And I'm sure you looked it up, and you're going to tell me now.
No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
But the reason I was thinking of it because it's more of like a political / popularity contest, right? Because the Cardinals vote on a person.
It is voted
From what
upon.
I understand is you put your name in the hat, people vote, and then the vote is cut in half or whatever. Like if you're like say there's 3 people, and you have the lowest amount of votes, well you're cut, and then they'll vote again.
Yes.
For 2 people. And
Yes.
so it is a popularity contest.
And it's kind of interesting, too, because can you imagine sitting there with your cardinal buddy,
Yeah.
and you guys are equal. Maybe you went to theology school together. You played pickleball.
Yeah, some
and all of a sudden,
exorcisms.
some cool exorcism together. You know, you take a leak next to each other in the men's room or whatever, and then all of a sudden he gets voted in
And you sit
as
down.
Pope.
That's weird.
And it's like, all of a sudden you gotta like pray to him and stuff. It was just your buddy just a minute ago. Now all of a sudden he's the most holy man in the world. It's kind of weird.
I know. I dig it. I think we should do it for our audience of one. Who's the number one onesie? So we'll have the onesie pope, and they have to wear their onesie.
Yeah, that's true. I just think if I were suddenly Pope, you would text me, it would go to green, right? Like I'm not responding to you anymore. You know, they get to pick out their own Pope names.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you get to pick out your own name as Pope. And if I were Pope, I think I would be called Pope.
Pope.
I want to be Pope the First.
I wanted to see if there's an adult Pope onesie, but there isn't.
The countries with the largest number of Catholics are Brazil, Mexico, the Philippines, and the United States.
Yeah, that's why I was just curious, because, that's...
Also showing a strong showing of Catholics is the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I believe that. I figure America would go down after all their pedophile stuff.
Hey, not on the day where we just got a new pope, bro. Let it go. Let it go.
That'd be hilarious if you said that this first day. It's like, hey, I'm from America. We let it go.
Yeah, man. Making America great again. The first American Catholic pope. I'm so happy.
Well, are you Catholic?
No.
Yeah, I was like, what? Did I miss something, man?
Oh, man.
No, I really don't care. And...
I think it's just an interesting process. It is history in the making, so whatever.
Just because they've been doing it for like a couple hundred years.
Yeah, that's all.
I think it's a couple thousand.
Yeah, I believe so.
But
Well,
again,
anyways.
who cares? Like,
Lots of people, Dick. Lots of people care. Yes.
well, that's what's kind of weird to me.
You may not.
Well, because like I know people who are religious, but they're not Catholic, but they'll still make a trip like if they're in Europe or whatever,
Holy
it's like we
Land.
got to go to the Vatican. Mm-hmm. We got to see the Pope. And I'm like, but you're not even Catholic. Well, who cares?
He's royalty, religious royalty. There we go.
Is it?
I guess. I don't know, man. Something like that.
Because I feel, do you kiss his ring or something like
You
that?
can if he'll let you.
Well, so that I will.
The last guy was pulling it away real quick.
Isn't that the joke?
Francis is
It's
like, oh, God, psych, psych.
Because I can imagine finding myself next to the guy, and he like pulls out his hand. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Oh, if he does that and you're Catholic, you know what to do.
Yeah, but I'm not. So I'd be like, get your hand away. I hit it.
That's when you dap him up. What up, dog?
I hit it. I'd be like, no, COVID. Are you vaccinated, Pope?
Oh,
Pope,
weird,
Pope.
weird. Yeah, Pope the first. That's me.
I enjoy that. That's funny.
Pope the first. Well, hey, man, we have been getting a ton of rain, and it did make me think about the weather manipulation conversations that we've had over the past several episodes. It's still legal here in the great state of Texas.
I'm
right?
waiting for Elon to announce he can control the weather.
Oh, it's coming.
Because he's got to have the whole gambit of supervillain.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I control the power. I control the computers. And now I control the weather.
Well, it is illegal in Florida, like we talked about. Still legal here in Texas, so that could be a contributing factor to all the rain we've been getting. But I got to thinking about it. Going to prison or jail for weather manipulation is pretty dope. Think about that for a minute.
I wouldn't believe you.
Well, okay, so
If
you're
I
sitting
was in the
there.
yard and like,
Yeah.
what are you in here for? Because that's how I talk.
Right. You're not impersonating anyone.
That's how
Just
I would.
that you
What are you in here for?
And I say weather manipulation. You're going to look at me like,
You think I'm stupid?
yeah, so it's like you're in for armed robbery. I killed 30 people by flooding Lake Conroe.
Yeah.
You're not getting messed with. You're essentially God at that
Blake
point.
Connor's already going to kill people anyway, so who cares?
Okay, who cares?
Well, it's the deadliest lake in the country.
Yeah, recreationally speaking.
Yeah.
Yes,
A
but if
lot
I manipulate the
A
weather,
lot of drinkers
yeah.
and a lot of boaters. It is lawless. I don't know if you ever hung out around the lake, but people,
No, man.
everyone's just wandering. Because I went out there for a fishing tournament, and I was sitting there. I was talking to one of the pros because they had like that major league fishing out there.
Yeah, last month or 2 months ago.
And I was talking to him. I go, you realize how this is the Wild West lake? Like this.
They probably know. Those guys fish all over.
Oh, I
They
know,
probably
but I was
know.
like, there's got to be incidents when people just yell at each other because it's like, get off my lawn kind of thing. Because there's not zones for the major league fishers. They
you just wake right through the middle of their fishing.
They'll be like professional fishing for money, and then the guy who's been on the lake for 30 years doesn't give a crap, has his Coors Original
right.
in the cooler.
He's 12. He's 12 yellow bellies in.
Yeah, and it's just like
on a ski do.
yeah, it's
Going,
like,
hey, buddy.
who cares?
Yeah.
And I would just imagine, I was like, man, every time I hear stories about the lake, I was like, is there just no police presence, or is there
No, there really isn't.
there's no fear of the police there? Well, there really should be, because they do arrest a lot of people on the lake. It's just unfortunate people fall off.
Yes, they do, or drowned. That's really what it is. The falling off is not the bad part. It's the not coming up for air.
Yeah, I've been there.
Well, hey man, we got Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah, fortunately for me, my mother's out of town.
Fortunate? You mean unfortunate?
No, I told her that. I was like, thank goodness you're going out of the country.
It's not like you were going to go out of your way to do anything. Anyways, let's be honest. Show up and be like, hi, Mom, I love you. My presence is enough for you, right?
No, we bake together.
Aw. You know what I think you need to do? You need to, like, trace your hand and make one of those little figurines you do in first grade.
I'll do it with my butt.
Whatever.
Because I've seen that before. Like, have like the imprints of the hands and the feet, and I've seen the butt.
She's seen your butt plenty as well, too.
No, that's what I'm saying. That'd be really funny. Just get a giant. And then what I would do is I already find a spot in the house for her and hang it and shit. Like, look what I gave you. Mm-hmm. And then be like, hey, where's my butt? Where's my butt?
You are a butt.
That would be hilarious. And I'll put there'll be even little, never mind, I won't say it.
Yeah, no, let's not go there. But no, I think you need to create
But yeah, Mother's Day.
like a little kindergarten version present just from you. I think it would say, I love you, Mom, just perfectly.
Or I can reenact the bath picture, right?
The bath picture?
Everyone always has a picture.
Right. We need to edit that out.
No, we don't. I'm just kidding around. No, it's always funny to me. So
God.
I still think the butt idea is actually.
I'm glad that you did.
That's actually a good prank.
Wait, hold on. Now it's a prank. I thought you were doing this as a legitimate gift.
Well, yeah, but it's like, gotcha. Like, do you think my mom's really gonna hang that up? She'd be like, "What is this for? Why would you waste your time mixing the concrete or whatever, plaster or whatever?"
I mixed the plaster myself
Yeah.
and fired it, Mom. Look at the indentions; they were perfect.
Yeah.
And I did pick up my genitals so they didn't
Yeah.
leave an imprint. I did that just for you, Mom.
Yeah.
I could have left the sack in.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to say, but you're the one that said it. I didn't.
I got to make this bit work, man.
But
Somehow I got to work in your butt.
Is
present.
Mother's Day a big deal to you?
It is a huge day for me. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. She might be listening to this on Mother's Day, so that'll work.
Well, see, I grew up with the 5 brothers and sisters, so Mother's Day was always like,
A shared.
well,
shared
no,
event.
like there's always that that awkward, like who got a better gift
Oh my God.
kind of thing.
And that's where it started from you saying, you know what? I'm just not going to give gifts. I refuse to participate.
No, we
in
do
this.
a puzzle and bake.
Right. There's no gift involved.
Yeah.
Your gift is your
And I
presents, like
remind
said.
her that every time. I was like, you know what's so funny? You know, John got you this really expensive purse, but guess what John didn't do? She's like, what? Like, actually show up at the house. He mailed it.
Yeah, man.
So I'm here.
From the heart
Yeah, I'm here.
and the butt.
Let's get some more wine.
Yeah, that's it. Now there's the key. I think we have now figured it out.
No, my mom and I have a great
That's
time
good,
together.
man. That's good. Well, since you will not be in town this year, you'll probably have to make it up later, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm one of those, like, one and done. It's gone. You lost your chance.
You know what?
Father's Day.
Speaking of like events and parties and things like that, you know what I saw the other day that I hadn't seen in a while, and this was balloons on a mailbox.
I see it all the time.
Do you? I hadn't seen that in a while.
Did I never send you? Okay, so I live in a nice neighborhood where they always, when they have parties, they put crap in their yard.
Well, maybe that's why.
And
you're
certain
seeing
neighborhoods do
right.
it. Like, you know, growing up, they always put like, oh, they usually do the balloon so you can like show people the house. Like, if you're coming to the party, it's the one with the balloon.
That's where I was going. But continue.
But that's boring. And what was great.
Didn't even get to my point.
Well, what was great is I'll send you the picture. One said you had to put letters like "Happy Birthday" and like big
Spell it out in the yard.
This one said like
Tiffany's
"Welcome
6th
home
birthday.
from prison, John."
Hell yeah.
And I took a picture because it was big. Like it was.
That is great.
It covered like the 2 sides of the yard from the walkway. And I go, that might be one of the funniest jokes.
No.
Or is it real?
No, I bet that's real, and that does deserve balloons on the mailbox. Welcome home from the clink, John.
Yeah, it said prison because you're not.
Yeah, you really didn't have to
That's
do
a
that.
long-
It could have just been welcome home, and the prison
might-
part was just implied.
Yeah.
But the fact that you put it out there.
But I'm talking about big letters.
Oh, yeah, they're massive. I've
Yeah.
seen them.
And so I was
That is
like,
great.
You could have said jail and like shorten the
So
letters.
the fact that I hadn't seen them in a while, and I saw them, made me think of the fact that maybe GPS is the reason why you don't see them anymore. Because it used to be, hey, we're having a birthday party. Here's the address. We'll be the house with the balloons on the
Yeah.
mailbox so you could find it. And I guess GPS has just really kind of killed that. But when I saw it the other day, it warmed my heart a little bit.
yeah, I
I
see it
said,
all the
"Oh,
time.
Look at that. He's
I
being
see it.
welcomed home
I see it all the
from
time.
prison. Well, again, that's your neighborhood. You have a festive neighborhood.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we have food
Consi-
trucks.
Consider
We
who
have-
lives there in the neighborhood.
Yeah, in the neighborhood. It's so weird.
Yeah. That's because you're connected to a body of water. I think anytime
That's true.
you live near water, people get a little
Well,
weird.
what I love is the only reason I knew was the person that did breakfast, and we live right. Our house lines up right next to the park where they park, and I could hear the generator at like 6 a.m. And I was like, "What the hell is that noise?" And I go out in the backyard. I was like, "What is going on?" And I jumped the
Getting
fence.
ready for the party, buddy.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, there's a food truck." So I walked over there and I go, "Food truck, what are you serving?" And so I had a crepe.
Did you a crip?
A crepe. It was a French
or
thing.
crepe. Yes, crepe,
So I had
yes.
a crepe and a coffee. I was like,
Nice.
"What a nice little morning."
No, that is nice.
And the fog was coming off the water.
And your dog was taking a do.
No, I don't let my dog out.
Okay, that's
It's
good.
not. You don't trust Freddie when she's
No,
out
you
of
really
the.
don't.
But yeah, no.
All right, man, let's go ahead and kick off the show because we've got a lot to get to and not a lot of time to do it, buddy. YouTuber Machina, not familiar with who this is, but Machina claims to provide viewers with the, quote, most reliable information about Chinese manufacturing in the world. So good to know.
Good for you.
Good for you, Machina.
Machina.
Well, a video filmed in January, which has gone viral on social media in the last couple of days, put out by said Machina, claims to have been filmed inside a factory in the Shenzhen region of China. Machina claims that the area produces around 80% of the world's vapes, and the video explores the production processes and discusses the materials used, blah, 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 blah. But what caught everybody's eye was the fact that these people test every single vape with their mouth. They're puffing on tens of thousands of these vapes every single day. So I want you to bring up this video because it is kind of shocking. But you can see these guys wearing their yellow protective gear and blah, blah, blah.
You want me to play the audio?
I don't think you need to do audio, but you can see them there. They're testing them out, making sure they're fully loaded. I guess they're loading them with the vape. And then after they've loaded them and gotten their flavor or whatever, this guy picks up a whole tray of them and just starts ripping on them.
Oh, there they are. Yeah.
They rip on them.
Oh, no, they're not. I've not seen.
Fast forward
like
to 5 minutes and 30 seconds, sir.
I did.
Okay, well, it's coming up then. Trust me. There he is. So he just grabs a whole rack of it. It's almost like a picture like eggs.
Oh, my gosh, they're doing that.
Eggs in a carton, just going one down the other, and just one after the other puffing on these things. It's insane. It does kind of remind me of like a taste tester at, say, like a brewery or something like that, where it's like, well, someone's got to do it. It's crazy, man. But you would see, like, I understand if you have to randomly sample a vape to kind of make sure the flavor is right, but don't you think they would have another process in place to test these things? But no, they make these guys smoke thousands and thousands of vapes every
7,000 to 8,000 tests per day.
Yeah.
Well, what's wild to me is they're wearing all this PPE, kind of looks a little PPE.
You got to be safe. Meanwhile, you're puffing in carcinogens
that's
all
nice.
day. Yep, he said about
this
7
guy
to 8,000
right here. I like
vapes
this guy.
every
He literally
day.
just had that look. Goes, yeah, I get paid to smoke.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's unbelievable. And then I wonder if they have some sort of adverse health reaction to this, if they're able to sue said manufacturer. It's China, so the answer is probably no.
What we got against China?
I don't. I just know that their practices aren't necessarily as
when people
ethical.
When
so
people
to speak,
complain about different political ideologies like communism, I'm like, actually, communism is pretty great.
Oh, it's wonderful. Please extol the virtues of communism, Dick. Go ahead.
Because you know who's on top. So you just gotta climb to the top.
Oh, sure. Try climbing to the top of the communist mountain,
gotta try.
Dick. And when you get there, you let me know how it is.
Yeah, you sell out all your friends and your parents. Like you just literally got to be on top. At least it's understood.
Okay.
Like when we talk about republic and we're talking about democracy.
Oh, that stupid democracy.
No one
cares.
even knows.
Freedom. Who cares?
But
Overrated.
communism, fascism, even better. It's like you know who's in charge.
Make people smoke vapes along the way,
Dictatorship,
man.
awesome. We know who's in charge.
Well, I think this would be a great job for you. A good summer gig, Dick. Just puffing on vapes.
I hate vapes.
I know you do.
Which is ironic because I
Just can't
big
believe.
dip.
So next time you vapors out there, your AOO onesie vapors of ours, just remember as you take a puff on your vape, there was a young Chinese boy that tested that out mere months ago.
And he thought it was cool. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Driverless trucks are officially running their first regular long-haul routes, making round trips between Dallas and Houston.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that great? On Thursday, autonomous trucking firm Aurora announced it launched commercial service under Texas, its first customers using Uber Freight and Herbach Motor Lines, which delivers time and temperature sensitive freight. Both companies conducted test runs with Aurora, including safety drivers to monitor the self-driving technology dubbed Aurora Driver. But Aurora's new commercial service will no longer have drivers at all. Fully autonomous 18-wheelers.
That was your job because you know they're testing it. And they're like, hey, your job is to sit in the back seat and watch no one drive.
Make sure nothing happens.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like that you probably can't get out a phone, your Game Boy. Like you literally have to stare
who's watching that?
At the
who's
wheel.
Who's enforcing that?
Yeah, like that's insane to me.
And what's weird though, because
probably smoking a vape though.
There you go. When I read this, I thought, man, if this story had come out 5 years ago, I would have been really freaked out. But it just goes to show you how we've kind of gotten desensitized to all this autonomous vehicles and self-driving stuff. Now I'm like, whatever. I don't even care. Probably will drive better than a lot of the drivers on the road.
What's funny is I tried my lane assists on my truck this weekend. I don't like it.
No, you do have to relinquish some of your driving power, right? You have to
you
let
have to
the
have your
machine
hands on the
take
wheel.
over. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
So what the hell's the point?
Because it's not totally hands-free. It's driver assist.
But what's the point? It's
to help you if you start to get a little tired
if I
or whatever.
Have tremors or something?
Sure. It's to assist you when you're driving. I didn't like it at first, but I actually rather like it now, especially on long trips. It kind of helps you. You don't have to steer as much. It's
But you
great.
have to touch.
You do. Yes, Dick.
Because I let go, and it's like,
It'll let you.
and
do
I'm
it.
like, what are you gonna do about it, baby?
It'll turn itself
Yeah,
off.
I know,
Yeah,
so-
it'll deactivate. But then I was thinking, what happens if like just one wire goes haywire in there, and now you have a fully loaded 18-wheeler just barreling down the road out of control?
I mean, it happens anyway.
It's not like, maybe.
Because my curious question is, you remember when you go on those long trips in the mountains, and they always have those
Sure.
those brake.
Yeah, the runaway truck areas. Yes.
So I wonder if Alfred the AI.
Knows.
It knows to like, oh, I got to get.
Well,
to
I'm
this.
assuming where it just loses all autonomy at all, and it's just going. You know what I mean? Like there's a malfunction in the machine, and it's not like it's a drone delivering you your Amazon package of personal massagers, right? This is a fully loaded 18-wheeler.
$800,000 worth of nickels. I was trying to say dimes, but I forgot if it was nickels or dimes, so I combined them.
Nickels. Well, it's pretty cool, man, and it's happening right here on I-45. So you're going to start to see some of these Aurora trucks.
You know what we're gonna miss?
What's that?
All the children aren't.
The children.
The children won't be able to look at the truck driver
And do this.
and do this.
Oh, you know what though? Half the time the trucks are so high, you can't even tell if there's a driver in there. Anyways, half the
my
time.
dad would put me out and be like, "Get him, get him."
So I don't know that I would even notice this unless I saw the Aurora trucking symbol on the truck.
I still wouldn't know what that meant.
Well, you do now.
No, I'll forget.
Yeah, that's true.
I usually
Within
forget
moments.
it.
In fact,
Yeah.
you've probably already forgotten now.
Dickles.
But you're right. It does take away the whole honk the horn symbol. If you're not
That's
watching
sad.
and just listening, it's
Well,
where you do
if
the
people want to know when the
pull down for the
downside of humanity started, so the children couldn't honk the horn.
This is the mark of when it's gone down, huh? An American Pope and no more horn honking.
Yeah, is he American though?
That's what they say.
He's not living here, is he?
Probably not.
So he's born here, so I wouldn't take him.
Chicago.
So
Well, I think it's pretty
And he
interesting.
has one
So
of those
look
weird
for
names,
these
too.
pretty soon. Yeah, what did I say? His name was he's Pope Leo, but his last name Prevost. I wrote it down.
yeah, that's probably some Latin.
Robert Prevost. There you go.
Is that his real last name, or is that the Pope given name?
No, Pope Leo is his given name or his chosen name.
Man.
Robert Prevost is his given name.
So you go.
I'd
With,
be Pope-
you
Pope.
would go with Pope.
Pope,
I like that.
Pope the first, because I would be the first. Pope the first. What up,
true.
Pope?
Pope. No, I think what would be great is you do something like has like 7 syllables in it.
Something that most people can't pronounce.
Yeah, it'd just be obnoxious.
Yeah, you could. Well, you're the Pope. Got to do it.
Hang on.
Got to say it. I'm the Pope.
Kiss the ring. Say my
the
name. Is that what he says?
He
Kiss
does
my ring.
now.
Say my name.
Yeah, something like him and Beyonce.
Yeah, I used to make my ex do that.
And they say it would never last.
Kiss the
I
ring.
wonder why.
Say my name.
A woman who vanished more than 6 decades ago, Dick, that's more than 60 years, in Wisconsin has been found, as it turns out, alive. And she didn't actually want to be found, which is, we've talked about this before.
Oh, wait, no,
When
it's one of our segments.
When people go missing, and I'm like, you know what? Has anyone ever considered the thought that they just wanted to be missing? They didn't want to be
Well,
found?
I don't think like the 6-year-old wants that.
No, I'm not talking about children. I'm talking about adults. But Audrey Jean Backenberg, 82, went missing on July 7th, 1962. In a small town about 60 miles northwest of Madison, Wisconsin. At the time, she was 20, and another person claimed that she and Backenberg hitchhiked to the state capitol where they took a Greyhound bus to Indianapolis, Indiana, according to her original missing person report. Brackenberg walked around the corner away from the bus stop, the person told authorities, and hadn't been seen or heard from since. Bitch has made her disappearing act. She just said, now is my chance, and took off.
Well, what I love is they don't really... Stories like this make me want to know more because she had her reason.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says, has her
I
reason.
was going to get there, but go ahead.
I'm trying to help with the show here.
Go for it.
You're not supposed to know everything. She had her reasons for leaving. And then at the very end, she sounded happy, confident in her decision, no regrets.
No regrets.
And I'm thinking to myself, all right, was she abused? Or was it a bad boyfriend? Because she's 20. Mm-hmm. So, like, they don't really...
She just wanted a fresh start. But this is what I think is really interesting. Investigators from the sheriff's office said they had, quote, pursued numerous leads trying to find her for years, but despite their efforts, the case went cold. But earlier this year, the sheriff's office put a detective on the case for a fresh set of eyes as part of an ongoing review of cold case files. Okay, so this detective, Isaac Hansen, took another look at evidence, re-interviewed witnesses, and uncovered new insights. But really, thanks to Ancestry.com and an account that belonged to his sister, he was able to review death records and find an address for her listed outside of the States.
Isn't that wonderful?
So it's not like it was any super sleuthing. All he had to do was just go onto Ancestry.com and look her up.
Makes sense to me.
Which means her sister probably could have done this pretty easily, too, and chose not to.
Well, no, because you're saying back in 1962,
No, this is
Ancestry...
recently.
I know, but 1962, when she went missing, they didn't have Ancestry.com.
Yeah, but that's what
so
Ancestry
this new fresh
means.
eyes, the new fresh eyes guy is smart. And he goes,
No,
you know what?
don't give
we
this
have
guy credit.
We have this new tech. It's called Ancestry.com. Or is it Ancestry?
That's a different website.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a totally
Just
different
making sure.
website.
But yeah, I kudos to that guy.
Don't give this detective all that much credit, man. Come on. All he did was go to Ancestry.com, found this lady who's been missing for 60
let me ask you
years.
something.
And she's like, all right, you found me.
Let me
the
ask you
gig's up.
something, Andrew. You're not really fully understanding the importance of closed cases when it comes to the police
It was
force.
cold, not closed.
But
Okay.
closing them is important.
Okay.
Did he close the case?
He did.
So credit to the officer who closed the case.
But see, I give credit to her because she wanted to be missing, and this guy screwed up her perfectly happy life being...
See that right there? I already saw the movie script. The very end, after the thriller and all that stuff, it's like, oh, I finally found Susan. And then, she's on her rocking chair,
Yeah.
and smoking a cigar or whatever. And she's like, I never wanted to be found. So he has this conundrum. He's like, I can't go back and
Right.
I can't go tell people that she's
It's
alive.
going to be an awkward Christmas. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, guys.
Well, one thing,
what's going on?
This brings up a question for me. What about her Social Security?
Yeah.
So does she
If
just get a new identity?
it does not go into that
So she's
detail.
probably been stealing.
That or she just cash-based, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what she was doing.
Probably
she could have
illegal.
She could have assumed a new
I would-
identity,
I
or
would
she could have
deport
just
her.
disappeared.
We need to deport her. She's not a real person.
I think she's very real, sir. Very real.
But that brings up more questions than I care to ask.
More questions than answers.
Because she's 80-something. Who cares? Just let her die.
Jeez, dude.
One piece.
It's a good thing they found her now instead of post-mortem, right? Posthumously, as they say.
That would have been funny, too.
Yeah, we found her. However, what had happened was... So yeah, she's out there alive and well, and now I'm sure on really good speaking terms with her sister and the rest of her family, and that dude that she left at the bus stop 20 or 60 years ago when she was 20 years old. Jeez, man.
What I love about this
I'd
is
blame him.
imagine that conversation. Like, say you're the Susan girl, and I'm the sister, or I'm the guy that you left at the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, what happened? And all you say, like, I just felt like running.
Felt like running. But this is why missing persons cases aren't necessarily pursued in depth by police. Is because it's not against the law to be a missing person. If you don't want to be found,
unless there's like signs of abuse and
or
violence,
or a minor, right? Or a minor. Yeah, if a minor or signs of abuse or something.
or if you're hot.
But if you just all of a sudden one day disappear and there's no signs of it, technically you've done nothing wrong. You just don't want to be found. And this guy busts the case
Fair
wide
enough.
open. Self-taught venom expert Tim Freedy has voluntarily injected himself with snake venom. How many times do you think now over the course of 18 years?
I don't want to know.
856 times over 18 years.
Does he do it in the same spot like a heroin
I
addict?
think he's doing it all over. He's got marks all down his arm. In spite of the odds,
so wild.
Freedy's extremely dangerous hobby has led scientists to create the most widely effective snake anti-venom on record.
Way to go, dude.
Yeah, dude. This is crazy. So this guy started basically collecting snakes as a youth.
Do you think he goes to the blood donor place and he has to like let them know, like, hey, just so you know, my blood has like an obscene
amount of venom in it? I'm guessing he probably doesn't donate it. But it said he first began to deliberately inject venom in himself by, quote, milking his pets. Now, Dick, I suggest you don't try milking any of your pets, please. You might get an undesired result.
I do the lipstick.
Diluting their venom and injecting it repeatedly. Oh, yeah. Just over and over. Let it go.
That's
Let it
so
go.
weird. Because I've heard of milking a snake. I've heard that.
Well, he milks them right into his own blood. When he received 2 separate cobra bites in the space of an hour, the venom almost killed him. He said, I was basically flatlined and dead, and it wasn't fun. You think? But he's doing this now, I guess, to spur on research to hopefully, because in some parts of the world, Dick, if you're not aware, snake bites are a big problem, and they kill lots of people every year. I don't know how many a year, but I would say it's probably hundreds of thousands of people every year die across the world from venom snake bites, and probably more in like Africa, I would imagine, in like India, something like that, if I had to guess.
Oh, what do you think the number is?
I just said 200,000. I don't know.
It is 81 to 138,000.
Okay, so I overshot it, but that's still a lot if you think about it.
You suck at prices, right? Dog.
Yeah, I would. I would. But hopefully, due to Tim Freedy's blood, they're going to be able to successfully, it sounds like they already kind of have, an anti-venom that kind of goes across the board for all snakes. But see, this is what I think is kind of interesting, because I've heard that certain snake bites...
More people die from snakes than car accidents.
No.
Well, that's in the United States, I guess.
Okay, but even then, that's impossible. Well, see, we need that anti-venom.
Come on, AI. Well, never mind.
But
I lied. It's
1.9.
It's 1.19 million.
Okay,
That's a lot.
Always the small details. Missed a comma.
Yeah, where's the lane assist there, bro?
But I have heard certain snake venoms and certain snake bites do cause like almost a euphoric feeling.
High.
You get high. So I'm thinking this guy might just be a junkie. He's down in his basement. Oh, give it to me. It's the name of science. I promise.
He's been bit over 800 times, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's a junkie.
That's a junkie.
He's a junkie. But he's claiming he's a scientist. I'm doing it in the name of science. Really quick before the break, last week we talked about whether or not you could bring an animal into a visitation at the prison. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Well, most prisons do not allow pets and pet visitation.
Really?
Yeah, some of the reasons are that inmates can be allergic to pet dander.
Yeah, true that.
Oftentimes, inmates may have a negative experience and attitude towards some pets. They may be scared of a dog if they had a previous incident with it.
See, thank you so much for bringing this up, because if
you're planning on going to jail and you want to see
Freddy. Well, no, people always say like they treat those prisoners terrible.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's horrifying. I'm like, whoa. They don't allow pets. So that's considerate.
This is true, but there are programs such as Puppies Behind Bars and Puppies for Parole that allow inmates to develop strong bonds with canine companions, maybe outside, not as like conjugal visits. These are dogs that are specifically bred just for conjugal visits and playtime.
They're in their own prison themselves.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And also, I think you asked about service dogs. The U.S. Americans with Disabilities Act applies to persons and jails. However, despite the common belief, it doesn't mandate that service animals must be allowed everywhere. It just mandates that a reasonable accommodation must be made.
What would your prison animal be?
Oh, man. Okay, hold on. What do you mean, first of all? Well, I don't even know what prison animal means.
Say you're going to prison.
Okay.
And they're like, hey... You're allowed one animal.
Okay.
It's going to be your bunkmate.
A small woodland creature.
What's a woodland creature? Like a squirrel?
Sure. Let's go with squirrel.
Because in Birdman from Alcatraz, he had birds.
Yeah, I think that was probably before he went to prison, though.
No, that was the whole reason they call him Birdman.
Okay.
Because he had pet birds in prison.
Well, we'll know when we open up Alcatraz once again. All right, it's a pretty good time to take a break.
Well, all right, so you would say a squirrel?
Yeah, man. No one's going to mess with a guy with a squirrel.
Oh, man. You'll get... Oh, my gosh. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably do a tiger.
Okay. You and everybody else in there were tigers.
Yeah, have tiger fights. Or, no, it'd be a rooster, so we have cockfights.
There you go.
That would be baller,
There are certainly
dude.
Cockfights in prison. All right, it's a pretty good time to take a break.
Did I show you?
When we come back, we're going to talk about divine freak accidents.
I wanted to send this to you. You see what's on the hat?
Yes, I do see it.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Two chickens fighting, and it actually says cockfight.
Yeah, it's like a guy wears that as a hat.
All right, we'll take a break right now, guys. We'll come back with divine freak accidents right here on the Audience of One show.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gold Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Welcome back to the Audience of One show here at Lone Star Community Radio. And we're here every Friday at 10 a.m., part of the morning program. Just to remind folks, Lone Star Community Radio and Audience of One are part of the nonprofit Lone Star Community Radio. So feel free to donate or sponsor today. You can email us at audienceofoneshow@gmail.com with any questions or basically any cool articles, too. I like articles about airplanes. Like I saw that one where that guy defecated. That was pretty good.
Haven't covered it yet, but okay.
Oh, is it on the list? Is that on the list?
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, donate to the show, guys. Dick needs all the money he can to climb his way to the top of communism. If you missed that in the first half of the show.
I don't think you quite understand how communism works.
Yeah, no, apparently
You're
I
not
don't.
supposed to tell people. You just do it. And it's like, I'll be the next Mao. I'll be tight. Can you imagine?
Good luck with that, buddy.
Can you imagine me being Mao?
Ma.
And
As long as I can be pop, pop.
And you're my pop pop
Pop, 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 pop
they
the first.
call me. I guess I was trying to combine Mao with Dick, and it's like Mao Dick.
Ooh, careful. Yeah, it is yours after all, yes.
Is it what do they call him?
I don't know what the hell you're even talking about.
No, like Mao. They call him instead of like president. They call him something.
Oh, supreme dictator, ruler.
No, I thought
Prime
supreme
Minister.
leader was North Korea.
Yeah, that's true.
So what's China?
I think it's just the president. I think it's president.
I don't think it's president.
I don't know either, man. You're asking me questions that we could possibly never know the answer to. It's not like you can just Google it. I don't know what you're going for. I thought it was president. Please tell me I'm right. Supreme leader, Korea, yeah. Dictator.
I didn't say anything. It just
my
says
God.
it's Xi Jinping. That's it. And he's just the general secretary of the Chinese Communist Party
General secretary, there you go.
and chairman of the Central Military Commission. He probably has like 16 titles because they're supposed to spread it around, spread the love. It's
Yeah.
communism.
He's your spirit animal, isn't he? You want 16 titles.
That's so. I want Xi Jinping as my animal in prison. That's what I want.
Hello.
Can we bring Stalin? Can I have
Hello.
Stalin as my prison animal?
Dick, I got to change subjects quickly before this goes in a place we don't want it to. If I were to sneeze right now, what is the most common response? What would you say to me in response?
Gesundheit.
Yeah, Gesundheit or bless you.
God bless you.
God bless you. But what if
Or I can say, get that away. put that spear back in. We gotta put it back in. Ghostbuster that crap.
But what if I were to sneeze again, say 3 seconds later?
Bless you.
Are you going to say bless you
Actually,
again?
what I do, I found myself doing this subconsciously is I wait till you're done and I'll say bless you for each sneeze. So if
Okay.
you're like chew, I'm like bless you.
Okay, so you say one bless you to each sneeze. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio for you. I think I am good with about 2. But if someone's going to sneeze more than twice, you're not getting more.
dead.
You're not
You're
getting
going to
more
hell.
than you're not getting more than 2 bless yous from me. It's like because I put myself in their shoes. If I'm having a sneezing fit and I've got 4 or 5 of them bad boys rolling out, it starts to get annoying if someone's saying "excuse me" or bless you" every time. So shut up! I know, I got it.
No,
It's
that's
annoying.
That's why I say it at the end.
I think the first one needs to cover all of them.
No, that's why I wait till the end.
Yeah, but if you're waiting to the end, then 1 should really be appropriate. You don't need to say 5 if they sneeze 5
I
times.
just do it.
What if you accidentally give 1 too many or 1 less because your count was off?
It's an IOU. Always go over.
I don't know, man. 1's okay. I think 1's appropriate.
I
2
don't know why
can happen.
Again, your attitude.
How about when your dog sneezes? Do you say bless you to your dog? I
Yeah.
found myself. I did too. My dog sneezed today. I was like, oh, bless you. What am I doing? Why am I blessing
Yeah,
my
especially
dog?
that wimp dog too.
Oh, you love me. You got to meet my dog or see
your
my
dog
dog.
loved me, too.
Yeah, she did. She loves everybody.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Where's the lipstick? Couldn't find the lipstick.
It was wiped off. It was on the couch.
Okay.
And we're not talking
Okay.
about a lipstick tube. We're talking about lipstick applied in certain areas. Just listen to last week's show. Dick, did you see the Mission Impossible popcorn box?
No, I didn't. Is it cool?
Yeah,
I'll
so
try to
kind
pull
of
it
like
up.
the
I'll try to pull it up.
yeah, kind of like the Dune 2 popcorn topper that came out a few years ago. I guess it was last year.
Where is it?
The Final Reckoning will
Oh,
have
that's
its
kinda
own
cool.
novelty popcorn bucket where you have to have a set of keys a 2-part key system just to open it.
That's tight.
It is pretty cool,
Is there
but
a video of
it's
it?
not as cool in my mind because you can't put your genitals in it like you could with the Dune 2 one, which that's really my
All right.
line of demarcation of what makes it
It's
good.
not really the best picture, but
Yeah, there is a picture of it in the article I sent.
I know. I'm trying to find a
but
better
it's not,
one.
Yeah, it's not
Like,
the best
It's not
one.
the best. It looks like a bomb.
It does kind of look like a bomb, but apparently you've got it's a set
There's
of
the
keys.
keys, yeah.
Yeah, and you got to go through this sequence just to get your buttery snack there. But I can see
Actually,
this
what's
going
baller
wrong.
about this
Uh-huh.
is you just fill it halfway and put all your crap in it. And you shake it.
Really?
You know,
Or you're just saying you could?
You put your butter on it, put your salt, and you get
Okay,
it
yeah, I
evenly
guess so.
mixed.
Wow, look at that. But then if you can't do the proper key sequence, you're not going to get to enjoy your salty, buttery...
It's plastic. I just throw it.
Just throw- I can imagine some big old boy getting upset with his...
That
I
reminds
can't
me-
figure this
that
out!
reminds
Just
me-
slamming it.
Did you see that TikTok trend with the Minecraft movie?
Oh, yeah, where everybody was throwing popcorn into the air.
Throwing everything.
During the...
Whatever they bought, they
during
threw.
the chicken jockey scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about that, actually.
But no, it got me thinking. I was like, what on earth? Like, imagine going to a theater and getting popcorn and soda thrown all over you. Mm-hmm. And for a scene that you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, most people there knew it was coming and knew it was going on, but I bet you there were scenarios where there were people did not know it was coming and were
What's I'm
like,
saying?
what is going on
But,
here?
like, I would understand. I'd be all for it if, like, it made sense.
Oh, it makes no sense.
But like, so I was reading that when the Revenge of the Sith came out for a week, whenever Anakin killed the kids, everyone was cheering, which I thought that was pretty baller.
I mean, throwing a little bit of popcorn in the air is not that big of a deal, but I heard they got really
No,
out
yeah.
of control. So they were bringing live chickens into the movies and stuff, somehow smuggling them in and then releasing them at the time of the
No, like
chicken
the
jockey
videos
scene
I saw, it's like everything they bought was thrown in
into the air. Yeah, it
So
is
it's like,
a bit upsetting.
there's soda. I'm talking like
Yeah.
a full thing of soda.
Popcorn's one thing. Those attendants at the movie theaters are probably used to picking it up. Although, right, but liquids and things. Come on, man. The seats have got to be nasty after
But
that.
I like it. I think I just imagine that poor dad or mother, and just sitting there, and it's like, oh, we're finally seeing this movie. My kid will shut up about it.
Right, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, chicken jockey or whatever it was,
Chicken
zombie,
jockey, yeah.
whatever, and it's like, just what? They're trying to kill me. I would actually be like scared for my life for a moment.
Yeah, it would be weird. Well, I would like for you to get one of
And
these
you gotta get
popcorn
on the.
buckets.
You probably
man.
fall to the floor of that nasty theater. Ugh. Why are theater floors always so nasty?
I mean, think about it. What have we been talking about for the last minute?
What? Just throwing crap? But they're never like. But you
And there's
can
always
mop.
there's always the popcorn trick too, and so sometimes that makes things a little messy. Dick,
What's the popcorn trick?
I'll tell you off the air.
Oh yeah.
Speaking
You
of
ever
that,
done that?
no, Dick,
Oh,
no.
let's do that.
Speaking of that,
I kinda wanna
are
do
you
it now.
familiar with Bill Belichick and his new girlfriend?
Yeah, that was the Patriots coach.
Yes,
NFL
it was.
Patriots.
Correct.
And he's dating like a 20-something.
He is 73 years old. She is 24 years old. Her name is Jordan Hudson. There is a 49-year age gap.
Is your onesie of the week? Because it sounds like it's my onesie of the week.
Well, so this you're kind of going where I was thinking. This would be great if you got yourself one of these assistants, so
Wait,
to speak.
I'm not waiting until I'm 74 to do
No.
this.
But see, for you, obviously, because you're not 74, you can't make a 49-year age
Yeah,
gap.
that'd
But
be
you could
weird.
go all the way to like 18, right? And she could
No,
sit in
I'm
here.
gonna role reverse that, and I'll get like a
92-year-old
92-year-old woman.
She ain't gonna put up with your crap. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, she will.
You got a little 18-year-old girl in here, and every time I try to go to the next story, she just goes, "No, we're not talking about that. No, we're not going to do that."
That's
Dick
offensive.
is busy right now. That's offensive. Next story. Just
offensive.
annoy the hell out of me.
No, that's boring.
You're like, "I love you, baby. Thanks."
Yeah, you're gonna be the one dealing with
It
it.
is pretty
I would
crazy,
not
man.
want to hang out with an 18-year-old.
If I were 73, there's only one reason why I'd want to hang out with a 24-year-old, but not in the way he's hanging out with her.
Yeah, I'm curious how that started.
Well,
Because like the only way
I can tell you, I mean-
unless it's a family friend kind of thing.
No, it's
because
not.
how is he not seen as a pervert?
He is. Trust me, he is in a lot of circles. So they met when she was, I think, 20 years old, and her previous boyfriend, I think, was in his 60s. So let's say she has a type.
Oh,
And they met.
Well, that makes sense.
They met on an airplane, apparently, and they started up a conversation, and the rest is history, I suppose. So.
Well, I mean, like you can't deny her wanting what she wants, but it's like
No, I think she knows what she's doing, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, and it's a mutual agreement between them. I don't have a problem with it. It's just a little odd because he is
So
significantly
did he
older.
know the 60-year-old?
Did he know her? That was his ex-girlfriend. Oh, the
boyfriend.
Yeah, I think they're I don't know if they knew each other. Maybe they did. I
Because
don't know.
like say we're 70 years old together, and you had some 20-something girlfriend,
Continue.
and then y'all broke up, whatever. I'm 70-something.
And you're like, next. I got next.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's her name again, dude? Maybe give me a try.
Yeah.
I mean, there's women out there.
He may have known her. I'm not entirely sure, but she
That's
is
still
basically
funny, though.
She's basically his personal assistant and love interest, obviously, and she is running the roost over there. And he's now coaching at Duke this next year. And
I thought it was UNC.
or is it UNC? That's what it is. Is it UNC or Duke? One of the two.
University of North Carolina.
Yeah, so well, Duke's in North Carolina as well, right? So I don't know. One of those places.
But,
it'll be interesting to see. She's trotting around all over the field,
I mean,
yelling at refs.
what's ironic about that is, the coach's wife has always been like the joke of a football team, where it's always like, don't talk to the coach's wife because she's so hot, blah, 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 blah.
Is that typical?
Yeah, like in the you ever heard about that?
No.
That was always the running joke.
It's surprising with Belichick that he's relinquished this power, though, to be honest with you, because he's such a control freak and in control of everything. And now all of a sudden,
In football,
you
maybe
get
not
like
in life.
We're in the bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, you mean in the movie theater? Chicken jockey. Is that what?
That's what he yells.
Oh my gosh!
Well, staying on old people, an elderly man was injured after falling 10 feet. What do you think he fell off of from 10 feet, Dick?
The second story?
He fell off of a wooden cross at a Good Friday reenactment
ouch.
in West Virginia.
How did he get up there?
I don't know, but I'm laughing. It's really not funny, but it is
Well, he's 84.
life imitating
He's 84,
art.
so.
The unidentified man, 84, was airlifted to the hospital after falling off falling off Jesus' cross at the Masonic Cemetery.
So people who are listening,
my
just to
God.
let everyone know, that he was actually pretending
Yes,
to be
it
Jesus.
was a Good Friday reenactment.
I thought they were like, they're lifting it up, and he was like, just didn't let it go. And he's like, oh, no, no. And then when finally momentum came, he was just hanging up there. He's like, I can't get down.
No, he fell off a crucifix.
First
man.
off, who would let an 84-year-old up there?
Yeah, he needed to be in his mid-30s, I think, right? Isn't that the bit?
Well, I mean, I guess if you want to do it to be a testament, because they always say that like the Pope is supposed to be that, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can't quit the Pope.
No, the Pope picks you,
because
man.
you're supposed to be like Jesus till the
papacy.
end. Like you
Right.
You're the Pope until the end, dog.
Yeah, seriously, till the very end.
Yeah, you're like, you can't resign. It's kind of like a
It's frowned upon.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, kudos to this guy. And he went out the way he wanted.
Well,
falling 10
I don't
feet
think he's.
and dying.
I don't think he's dead.
Oh well, yeah, he said he died.
I don't think he's injured. He didn't die.
Oh, nearly died.
Yeah, he was nearly died after he was airlifted to a hospital falling off Jesus' cross. Oh my God!
Yeah,
I thought it was appropriate
think-
considering we have a new pope to have
Yeah.
a few crucifix stories.
Can you imagine that being the norm growing up, where you're like, oh, we're going to Easter Sunday, and you get there and people are like hanging on crosses?
That would be odd. Yes,
Because it's not just one person. There's multiple. If you read it, it's like multiple people do it.
but they stayed upright though. But this is not this old unidentified 84-year-old man.
But 10 feet's high.
Oh no, I get it.
I mean, I would do it just so I could tell people I did it.
Yeah.
And then I got resurrected. And that would be pretty great. But
Well, staying on this theme of crucifixes, Oklahoma teen Race Ogdahl is lucky to be alive after his religious crucifix electrocuted him like a hot coil, leaving his entire neck encircled in scars. Now, there are pictures to this, and it is wickedly brutal looking. But his mom said
Here,
that
I'm getting it. I'm pulling
the
it
teen
up.
had fallen asleep for about an hour when they heard a noise and started yelling coming from the 16-year-old's room. And the mom thought, oh, he's probably just playing video games. What had happened was he tried to lean over to plug in his cell phone, and apparently his chain touched the prong of an outlet or some sort of electrical prong, and
a long necklace.
lit that thing up. Yeah, who would have thought crucifixes could be so dangerous?
just to let you know, well, it's just a necklace. You know, that just because it had Jesus on it doesn't mean like it could have been any necklace.
It was a joke, dude.
One thing that kind of sucks, though, is he's healing, and it doesn't look as gnarly.
Yeah, it says, unfortunately, the
Because
cross...
the first one looks gnarly.
Really bad, yeah.
But then if you go over to the, like...
What's been healing there?
I know, but you still want that burn mark in you and be like, yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
tough. Jesus fried me. It says the cross necklace around his neck touched the exposed prongs from the plug in an extension cord. So I'm not sure. I guess he had just laying down and
Lazy teenagers.
there you go. Man, he said,
right.
Ogdahl said he saw sparks from his neck in a matter of seconds, after which his body started to hurt all over.
You know what I would ask him? Like,
Good God! That's what I would say.
If he came into my room and he's in pain, I'm like, son, when you plugged it in, did you see Jesus?
It was creepy for a second. Still is.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ever look at me and talk in that voice again. And say, son. You think he'd rather...
We have a new pope.
Do you think he would rather have fallen off a crucifix or had his neck fried by a crucifix necklace?
Oh, is it a 20-year-old?
Yeah, the 20-year-old.
Oh, yeah, falling off the
I
crucifix.
think I would have taken the 10-foot spill as well. That electrocution looks
Electricity
nasty,
freaks
man.
me out, man.
Yeah, it does. Life imitating art.
It sticks with you. Because
Sure.
I tell that to my brother all the time. He got electrocuted from a
Yes.
power line.
Yes.
And this happened like 30 years ago. And then so it's like last time I saw him, I think it was for his birthday. I go, hey, let me ask you something. He's like, what? I go, do you still shake a little bit? I'm like, because I think he lost like 60% of his muscle. So like he looks jacked up. And but I was like, do you still shake a little bit? I'm like,
Every now and again.
every now and again.
And his answer was no, I'm sure.
He
Yeah.
called me an idiot.
I bet, yeah.
And I go, you're an idiot. We're related, idiot. That's how you get your older brother.
Well, now on
Shout
to
out
the
to
part
John.
of the
Love you, buddy.
now out or back to the part of the program that Dick is going to love.
Yes.
Stories about airplanes and pooping. A female
Whoa.
passenger
That
allegedly
might be my two favorite
I know,
topics.
allegedly stripped naked and defecated on her seat as the plane she was traveling on came to land.
I sent this to you, right? Or did you send this to me? I feel like I sent this
I don't
to
know.
you.
You sent me something about a woman streaking through a neighborhood or an airport, I thought. But this one's a little different, and she took a nice dookie right there on her seat. But what I don't understand is she did it while the plane was landing. You needed to do it while you're up in the air to maximize the effect, because at that point, there's only a few minutes left on the plane.
How big are we talking?
I mean, how big do you want it to be?
Well, because I was thinking about
How
this.
how big does
when
it
I
need
read
to be?
this, When I read this, I was
Any
like,
amount is too much, Dick.
well, because like, say you're a person who accidentally poops themselves.
Accidentally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's just like a smidge on the seat. But like the reporter can be like, oh, defecated all like on the seat, and you think in your mind like it's a giant one.
Could just be.
But it's like really just like a.
Again, I'm going to go with the it doesn't matter how much poop.
Was she protesting?
Any poop is too much poop. Well, the alarm was raised at Chicago's Midway Airport on Saturday after the Southwest Airlines flight 418 from Philadelphia touched down on the tarmac. As it hit the runway, the woman allegedly removed all of her clothes and emptied
I
her
gotta
bowels
tell you this
on
story.
a plane seat. Not sure why she felt like she needed to remove all of her clothes. Maybe that was for emphasis.
Maybe that's her system.
Yeah, maybe when she sits
Yeah,
on
some
the
people-
pot at home,
yeah.
just all the way
Oh,
naked.
the clothes of the
Wasn't it Seinfeld? George Costanza used to take his shirt off when he used the potty.
Really?
Potty.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
And he forgot to put his shirt on one time. He came out and everybody's looking at him. He's like, "What? Oh man, forgot to put my shirt on."
I love it. Yeah, this reminds me of.
Yes, continue.
I was at this party. And this was I was like a 20 something at the time, and the next day we go over to help clean up, and someone took a number 2 on the second floor, hardwood floors, just like we're just cleaning up, and someone's like, "Hey, is that crap?" And we're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "No, like someone like right over there, that's crap." And that's human crap. And I was we're sitting there dumbfounded, like, because there's so many people there, you have no idea who did it. And then I go, you know what's so weird to me about this is, do they even wipe? Like, it's just in the middle of the floor. Like they just.
Odds are no, Dick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no on that one.
And the whole thing perplexed me. I was like, I wish we had the little kid cameras or the animal cameras. We could have known. Well, we played that. That actually went on for a while to seriously investigate who did it. Because there's like, how did they manage this? Because if you're that hammered drunk or whatever, you really had to go. But you didn't like try to clean it up. You just left it. But yeah, that was great.
Well,
That
you're
was
gonna
great-
like the-
as a fun memory.
You're gonna like this next story.
Yes.
Maybe not as much as the first one I just covered, but you're gonna love it. A Pennsylvania woman poops on a car hood in a
Whoa, is there
in
video?
a road rage incident. Caught on video.
Whoa, she really did.
Yes, she did. And I don't know if you want to show this. There are some stills of the poopatrator, as she is called, in this story. But Prospect Park tells police and TMZ that the poopatrating suspect has been identified as 44-year-old Christina Solomento, and she's now facing charges of indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, creating a hazardous or physically offensive condition, criminal mischief, property damage, harassment, and depositing waste on the highway.
This is the best right here.
Yes, onesies. Dick, if you're just listening and not
This
watching,
is
he
the
is
best.
showing a picture of the front of what appears to be a Hyundai with a nice dookie splatter right on the hood.
It's blurred out. That's what's so great.
I think
blurred
for a
out.
reason. Can you imagine this woman getting into some kind of altercation with anyone, male or female, and they get out of the car and you're thinking, oh my God, I hope they don't have a gun. Oh my God, I hope that... Is she taking a crap on my car? I think I would probably prefer that, though, over the gun, if you think about it.
Man, TMZ wrote this article. Okay, good. Well, because if you read it, it's like the very last line seems like the suspects, SHI, blah, blah, and giggles won't be lasting too much longer. That's how you end your article? I like it. I think it's one of those wild moments when you see that, you're kind of like, did that just happen?
Did that really just happen?
You ever had one of those moments in your life?
Like an accident? Or a road rage poop accident?
Like a couple weeks ago, the guys at the bowling alley are like, man, you just missed it when you left. And I go, what happened? It's like, this guy came in and knocked over the hot dog roller and started eating the hot dogs off the ground. And I go, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And then they showed me the security video, and I was like, oh, they did.
You went for it. Hey, sometimes you really want a hot dog.
I was
or
like,
a glizzy, as they're
I just
called.
missed it. Dang it.
Well, it says this squabble did occur when one person cut off the other person at an intersection at 4th Avenue. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
I
blah.
get
It's
it.
always that.
I
So,
get it.
Dick, you need to be careful, buddy. You really need to be careful.
I get it.
Yeah. All right, buddy. How we doing on time?
Well,
We-
let's
we
go.
rolled through it.
Let's do the quick hit.
All right,
let's do it.
onesies.
Unless you want to talk about airplanes and poop.
No, I think we've covered enough fecal for this
think
this
so?
week. Yeah, I think we were due though. We were due. Get
Yeah.
it? We hadn't talked about any poo-poo stories in a while.
You know what's so funny to me about being on, because I've only been on airplanes a couple times, is I imagine wherever you were, like say that the streaker lady, that's pretty obvious that's going down because she's like yelling and everything. But like that gentleman who pissed on the grandmother and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like say you're just totally unaware and you're in the front of the plane and like, there's like a...
You hear a ruckus.
You hear a ruckus. And you're like, I wonder what
I
happened.
wonder what's going back there.
And you're like, hey, what's going on? And like that.
Wonder if
that
somebody spilled a
stewardess-
drink.
Yeah, that stewardess lady was like, she will not tell you. Oh, this guy just leaked on this grandmother for 30 seconds. But like it's just one of those things. Like, okay, well, I'm
You're not expecting
I'm
it.
gonna go back to reading my book and.
It was probably something with the cart.
Well,
I'm sure.
imagine the poop though, because you're like smelling.
Oh
that.
yeah, that's the problem. Which is why I said she did it at the very end of the flight. You need to maximize if you're going to go through that
You gotta
trouble.
hide it.
You got to. No, I think you want everybody to
you
see.
wanna-
It.
you
That's
want-
the point.
You want everyone to be like,
No. She wants everyone to know. In that case, if you're stripping naked, she wants everyone to see.
oh no,
you
I
there.
get it. But I'm
You're talking about if you just like, I gotta go, man, and I don't want nobody to
I'm
know.
gonna pocket snake that.
All right, onesies, it's now time for the quick hit
Oh,
here
man.
at the end
That'd be
of the
great.
show. Dick,
That
do you
would
know
be
who
great.
Albert Hoffman is?
No, I don't.
Albert Hoffman lived all the way until 29th of April and died in 2008. God, that was a terrible way of saying he died 2008, April 29th.
died
He was a
100
Swiss chemist.
102?
Jesus. Would you just let me get to
No,
this?
he's 102.
Was a Swiss chemist known for being the first to synthesize, ingest, and learn of the psychedelic effects of LSD. Hoffman's team also isolated, named, and synthesized the principal psychedelic mushroom compounds of psilocybin and psilocin, which I'm not familiar with that one, or psilocin. He authored more than 100 scientific articles and numerous books, including LSD, My Problem Child. In 2007, he shared first place with another dude on the top 100 greatest living geniuses. He lived to be 102
already said that.
years old. That
I
was
already
the whole
said that.
punchline, is this dude basically invented illicit drugs, but lived to 102 years old. That was kind of
See,
the point.
what's
You
great-
stepped all over it, bruh. You gotta let
No,
me get to it.
The real punchline is I just pulled up a picture of the young man,
Yeah.
and I would never have guessed.
Yes, he doesn't look like someone who's dabbling in psilocybin, does he?
Yeah. Usually when they have bushy eyebrows like that, I go, yeah, you did something wrong.
Yeah, born 1906, died 2008. Mr. Albert Hoffman, inventor of LSD. You, sir, are our onesie of the week.
I thought it was the lady who pooped in the airplane.
No, she's definitely not.
Why not?
She, honorable mention. We'll give her honorable mention.
It's cool though. I mean, did he do anything else besides the discovery of LSD? Because that's
Dude!
Well, I mean, I feel like you don't just stumble.
What hallucinogens have you discovered?
Good point. But no, I was thinking because that kind of stuff is fine to me as a chemist because anything can happen, and you're a smart person, so you know how the compounds and all the molecules, all that kind of stuff works. But then when you realize, do you think he mathematically realized what LSD was, or was he just trying everything he was making?
I imagine he's like the snake bite guy. I'm doing this in the name of science, man.
Yeah. And then he's like, I can't feel my leg anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because the LSD would freak me out. If that's like, if you don't.
Well, I mean, I think that's the point of LSD, isn't it?
No.
To freak people out?
No. But no, think about it, though, because since he's a chemist, he understands the compounds he's making it with and the makeup of it.
Yeah.
But there's no real, I don't know how to put it, but like there's no real track record of combining these and what it does to your body. So he just tries it, and then
it's pretty funny because it says in April of 1943, Hoffman intentionally ingested 250 micrograms of LSD, which he thought at the time would represent a prudently safe small amount. However, this in fact was a very strong dose.
Yeah.
And his first trip was, quote, not pleasant. As people started to appear into fantastic creatures, office furniture moved and shifted like living entities, and he felt possessed by otherworldly forces.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
But see, that happened, and he went, all right, I got to do this again. All right, well, maybe that was too much.
Yeah.
It's like people with the Zen and Vorzen.
I like it.
You know? It's like,
that.
How much? I bet you do. How much is too much? But
if
this
you
is
think
LSD.
You're being haunted by like alternate dimension demons, that's got to be a wild ride, right?
It is. Oh, listen to this. April 19th is now known widely, I don't know how widely it is, as Bicycle Day because Hoffman began to feel LSD's effects and he tried to ride safely home on his bike.
Dude, that guy's wow. I like this guy.
This is great. Apparently that bike ride did not go so well.
This guy's my favorite guy. I'm glad he's our onesie of the week.
He really is. He really is, man.
You ever ridden a bike on
LSD, man?
I like it. Congratulations to you, but I still wish I went on that journey. First person to try it, be like, oh, this is supposed to like, make it taste like chocolate. That's nice. And then all of a sudden you're like, there's demons coming at me through the other side of this window. And
in a former life, if this Hoffman had lived a little bit longer, he probably would have been a vape tester in Shenzhen, China. Yeah, for sure. Sounds like the same kind of guy.
That would be a good prank, right? Like when you're at the very beginning of the assembly line of the vapes, and you have a little cloth, and you're putting LSD on each one. And you have that poor soul who's like, it's like.
What I find also funny is it said throughout his life he continued to use small doses of LSD and always hoped that he would find a use for it.
He's trying to reach that same high from the first
trying,
one.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't quite get back. All right, Dick.
I mean, really,
awesome,
how would it be? Like, that'd be kind of funny. How would you try to justify using it? Because it's like, usually when
science.
Well, I know, but like
that gets you out of everything, man. It's in the name of science. This is how you got to light cigarettes in the elementary school.
True.
Science.
Well, I mean, I could say like, oh, this guy's schizophrenia or has schizophrenia. Like, give it to him, see what happens. See if he like actually talks to other people.
Well, he'll be talking for sure. It won't be to other people. It'll probably be himself.
Wouldn't that be wild? That's like the correction for people who have that, like multiple personality disorder and stuff. It's like I have to take LSD to be normal.
I mean,
and their side effect is what? Oh, a gnome follows me around, but I don't talk to him. Don't worry about that.
Sometimes if you're cross-eyed from falling off of a horse, you have to have a horse kick you to go back to being straight. You know what I mean?
That's like an old wives' tale. It's got to be.
Or Christmas Vacation, dude.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. It was great to see you,
All right,
Andrew.
onesies. We'll see you next week, guys.
It was great to see you.
It was great to see me. We'll see you next week, guys.
I'll see you next Friday. 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Wednesdays. IRLoneStar.com/.